What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Happy Sunday to you all. Listen up, you guys. Tomorrow at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, we will be interviewing Miss Kiki Kardashian from the Chasing Dallas show. Okay. Now, for those of you who do not know, there has been some controversy involving Miss Kiki over this last week. So you guys got to tune in tomorrow so we can talk about it and you guys can hear what she has to say. So make sure you guys are here tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Okay. All right. Now let's get into this situation, honey. Let's get into the situation. Welcome to those of you that are here. Come on in, come down front. Hey, Keisha, what's going on? Can you guys hear me? Everybody hear me and see me okay? Come on in and say hi. Hold on, let me share this out. Yeah, I know weekends, the notifications don't go out like they should. So it'll be slow coming in here, but we're going to go ahead and share it out, child. We're going to share it out. All right, you guys, come on in and say hi. All right, so we know that the Real Housewives of Atlanta are coming back, right? We know that they are coming back. All right, what's up, Ravine? How you doing, boo? Hey, Brittany. So the Real Housewives are coming back. Um, and it's already a lot of drama, right? The trailer has dropped. Okay, we see that Candy's getting into it. We found out that it was with Marlo. We know Drew is going through her divorce, right? So last week, B. Scott was one of the co-hosts down to the Breakfast Club. Okay. Now, while B. Scott was down there, baby, they dropped a whole lot of tea. Now, for the purposes of this conversation, and I don't want to be disrespectful to anybody's pronoun, I believe that B. Scott identifies as non-binary, so I will be referring to B. Scott as they and them. If I am wrong, charge it to my head and not my heart, because it is never my intention to misgender or misidentify anybody. But I believe that that is how they identify. So, with that being said, let's get into the tea. Now, I think we talked a little bit about this earlier in the week, but it's more to it. So we got to kind of recap and go through it. Let me pull up this article that was posted, and we're going to read through the article, and we're going to do what we do over here. Y'all know how we read. Yes, they do. Thank you, Lonnie. Thank you. That's what I thought. I wanted to make sure. Um, so let's read through this article. Now, baby, they get into a whole lot of the whole lot of. Now, what I did not really, I know that B. Scott gets the tea. Let's be clear. I know that B. Scott gets the tea, but what I didn't realize was that B. Scott had a situation thing going on with with Bravo. I did not realize that there was a situation shit with Bravo. Okay, but let's pull this article up. Hold on. I sent it to here. It is right here. I'm about to say I knew I sent it to myself. All right, let's pull this article up. Oh, I got too many windows open, child. What up, Tracy Wilson? All right, here we go. Child, I had too many windows open. All right, let's share the screen. Let's pull it up. Pull it up. All right, so let's go through this article. We're gonna read through it together. You know how we do. We're gonna read through, and this coming from Love B. Scott's blog. So this is coming down from Love B. Scott. So the headline reads: Exclusive, explosive clips reveal the Real Housewives of Atlanta, Marlos Hampton, and Candy Burris put Drew Sidor on blast in Portugal allegedly kissing Latoya Howard. Now, let's get into this. B. Scott exclusively revealed while co-hosting Thursday's episode of The Breakfast Club that the Real Housewives of Atlanta ladies got into some drama after a recording surfaced of their cast trip to Portugal, and now we have a few more details to share. So again, we know they go to Portugal, and we know that B. Scott told us on the Breakfast Club that that he didn't say any names on the Breakfast. Excuse me, they didn't say any names on the Breakfast Club. But what they said was there was a housewife, and there was a video of that housewife kissing a co-star. Okay. As it turns out, some of the drama revolves around Drew Sidor and her relationship with former friend of the show, Latoya Howard, formerly Latoya Ali. In a series of clips exclusively shared with lovebscott.com that we're not posting out of respect for our sources, Drew can be heard explaining to the girls how Latoya lied to everyone about effing Drew's longtime friend, Prophet Lot. Now, if y'all remember from that season, y'all remember there was a whole thing between Latoya and the Prophet, and Drew was talking about the Prophet is married, back up off of the Prophet, don't do my Prophet no harm. And remember, there was a whole situation with the Prophet and Latoya and some allegations. Okay, in a series, did I already say that? Oh, I already said that right. Okay. Drew has no problem licking her tongue out all the time. Toy is crazy. She's just always in heat. I'm trying to get past that nasty toenail, y'all, on this page. Sorry. In one of the clips, Marlo can be overheard asking Drew to clarify. So Toya be lying too, you're saying? To which Drew responds, why that toe keep popping up? She told me and Ralph explicit details that she apologized to both of us. She effed the Prophet and gave me explicit details of how she effed the Prophet and what happened. In another clip, Drew is on speakerphone with someone while denying allegations that she and Toya kissed. It's unclear from the clips what night everyone is talking about, but we're going to assume they're talking about that night at Cynthia's bachelorette party when everyone got drunk with Bolo the stripper. Back up head of Real Housewives of Atlanta season 13, B. Scott exclusively revealed that some of the ladies got together for some naughty fun. Now that goes back to Portia and allegedly Tanya was in the room. The whole thing went down. Remember, we ain't seen Tanya since, child. We ain't seen Tanya since. It was after that night that Tanya Sam fled to Canada. I just said that. Fled to Canada and was never, hold on, and was never to be found in these Real Housewives of Atlanta streets again, child. Yes, she did. So here's what allegedly is said in the recording. I never kissed her mouth. She never kissed my mouth, says Drew in the recording. Y'all definitely kissed, Candy can be heard exclaiming in the background. Toya did kiss your mouth. Why you lying? Marlo chimes in to refute Drew's denial. And now Marlo's saying it. And riled up Candy points to the group. The ladies then all seem to get on the same page about what happened while Drew's still on the phone recollecting details. That never effing happened, says Drew. So you're saying I was pulling your wig. We hear Drew ask before the clip abruptly ends. In the final clip, Marlo can be heard telling Drew, why doesn't wait a minute, Drew, why doesn't really believe her application? I guess why she doesn't really believe her allegations. Child, the screen keep jumping, y'all. If it's not that, it's an Aquarius like me, says Marlo. But she also lies effing lot, responds Drew. I don't know if she lies, said Marlo. There's also reference to someone using the expression the pot calling the kettle black when referring to both Drew and Latoya as being liars. Why a former friend of the show who hasn't appeared on Real Housewives of Atlanta in several seasons is being talked about so much during this cast trip to Portugal is beyond us. But these recordings might explain why Latoya popped up to a few group events during season 15. It's unclear if all or any of this conversation will make the final show edits, but we're holding on to our receipts just in case we need to put anyone on Front Street. As always, keep your eyes on lovebscott.com for more exclusive Real Housewives of Atlanta tea. All right, now let me come back. I wasn't reading the chat because I was reading the article, child. Let's get this daggone nasty toe off my screen, honey. That toe is atrocious. I don't know why. First it was coach. I could deal with the coach, but the toe was just doing a lot. Okay. I don't understand how people can bash these networks. They then expect to be employed by them. I was gonna say that too, Sims Overdose. We're gonna get back to that because we're gonna talk about B Scott, and it seems to be their issue with Bravo. We're gonna talk about that in a minute. But what you guys think about this tea? Now we know that B Scott spilled the tea that there was a situation, a conversation, video, whatever, about Latoya Drew allegedly kissing Latoya. Now I thought it was something more recent, but if they're referring back to season 13, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I don't know if I care. Thank you, Quintessential. I mean, I'm just gonna be honest. I don't know if I care. Y'all know what I'm saying? This happened 2 seasons ago. I don't care. And we know it went down that night. We saw the video of it going down that night. We saw Drew making out with somebody. We saw it go down. And honestly, whatever Bolo did with whoever Bolo did it with, at this point, child, I don't care. I promise you, I don't care no more. But that's some of the things that are discussed during the show. I know Portia happy she ain't there. Child, Portia will be back next season. Now, the only reason why I would care at all is because we know that later on in the season, we know that Drew is dealing with marital issues. And we know once the divorce was announced, y'all remember Mimi Faust and her shady post about Drew, that she was alluding to Drew cheating with Ty Young. Now we know that Ty Young and Mimi Faust from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, they had this on again, off again situation going on. Now we know they were engaged and then they broke up. But then, like I said, I have seen Ty and Mimi together and seemingly intimate pictures, where they hugged up, they look like they booed up, they dancing and grinding on each other. I follow Ty on TikTok. Mimi's daughter is in a lot of Ty's TikToks. They do TikToks together and stuff like that. Mimi does TikToks with Ty. So they are clearly good at the very least, they good friends. But I feel like they do this on again, off again thing. And maybe part of why they broke up, maybe it did connect back to Toya. But remember, Mimi said, and then Mimi was asked about it, and she was like, she said eventually it'll all come out, and that's all she got to say about it. So I'm saying all that to say, I think a lot of people, when Mimi alluded to the fact that maybe Drew had a little something going on with Ty, I think a lot of people kind of gave it the side eye, like, Drew ain't never gave us, lesbian teas or bisexual teas, but maybe it's all connected. Maybe it's all linked up together. You know what I'm saying? I would be proud to get in with Bolo. Listen, if I was single, yes, exactly. And at the time, Portia was single. So whatever she did is whatever she did. I definitely don't care either. This was so long ago. Right. And the only reason why I think it might come up is if there was a conversation about it and that happened. Because Toya been gone. Latoya been gone so long, we forgot she changed her last name. Okay. I know her as Latoya Ali. Okay. First time now, Latoya. Drew out here cheating while worried about Rob going to Tampa. Well, maybe that's why she started cheating. Maybe she was on her get back. Maybe she was trying to get back what on him. Like, I don't know. I'm not saying that two wrongs make a right, but maybe that's what it was about for her. I don't know. But I'm sorry. But yeah, so that's kind of what that tea was about. Now, let's get back to a little bit of B Love. B Love said that it sounds like B Love has like a love-hate relationship with Bravo. And I'm not sure why. I'm really not interested in doing the research to go back to the beginning of why Be Love and Bravo have an issue. I don't. I don't want to. I don't want to explore it. But what I do feel like is B Love said the one thing that B Love said was Nene wasn't wrong about Bravo. She just went about it the wrong way. And I think a lot of people have felt that way about it. Like that Nene wasn't necessarily wrong about some of the things that she said about Bravo, but maybe she was wrong about how she chose to address it, right? Then she said that she doesn't feel like Andy should be hosting reunions with the cast the cast that were the black cast basically because she said that that Andy doesn't understand the issues and the nuances that connect to women of color. I don't disagree that there are certain things that Andy can't talk about. For example, the colorism issue last season on Potomac. What y'all think? I don't know. I'm just gonna leave. What y'all think? It has to do with them spilling OT before the show airs. They're the main ones spoiling the season, and it cuts into views. Then people need to stop talking. See, here's the thing. I agree with you, Xavier. I agree with you 100% that the more we know, it takes away from our curiosity, and it does mess up the season. I agree with you 100%. But B Scott wouldn't know if people didn't tell them. You know what I'm saying? B Scott wouldn't know what's going on if anybody ring their phone. I think B Scott is giving details on OT purposely to show how much they are in the know. I don't think they will be in the future. Well, I thought they were going to get cut off after the Bolo situation. Hey, Tracy. I thought they were going to get cut off after the Bolo situation, but they didn't. They people still sending them tea, child. I don't know. I just feel like how do I say this? I don't disagree. Bravo is nowhere close to being any type of a perfect work situation. It's not. But I guess I feel like I don't know how to articulate what I'm saying. Although I agree they're not qualified to host a reunion either. Somebody with an unbiased but practical spirit should be hosting the black reunions. B Scott is not incorrect, but they are not getting the hosting gig. I think that is what they want. Yeah, oh, they definitely not getting the hosting gig, child. They not. You know, they did the after shows for what was the show or Lena Waithe show on BET. What was that show? I used to review it too. About the screenwriter in LA. It was like loosely based on Lena Waithe's journey. B Sky used to host those after shows. It wasn't Boomerang, it was the other one, Xavier. But I think they did Boomerang too. And I just feel like this. I feel like I really want to figure out how I want to articulate this because I don't want it to come off like I'm just defending Bravo. But I feel like people have so much criticism. People have so much criticism yet keep eating off of it. Yeah. 20s. Thank you. That's what it was. 20s. I don't that's not what I don't know how to articulate this because again, there are valid arguments to be made, you know. And like I said, um a great example was last season when the colorism thing came up. But I also think that Andy stepped aside. Now the problem I feel like is they gave 5 minutes to an issue that's deeper than that. And I think that's ultimately the issue. Now, we know that they spent more than 5 minutes talking about colorism It was just edited down to that for the reunion. And I'm gonna say then, like I say now, I really feel like Bravo really should do a special with an expert, not Andy, and they should bring the women from the different shows to come and talk about it. I don't think it should be just Potomac. I think they should have Atlanta. They should have Potomac. Bring in even some of the Married to Medicine women. Bring in, I would even go back to Married to Medicine LA, where you had Dr. Contessa's friend who, if you walk past her on the street, you would probably assume that she's white, but she wasn't. She was black. Went to a HBCU, she was a member of Delta Sigma Theta. So I really feel like we could handle it better, but it was acknowledged. Y'all know what I'm saying? Um, I don't know. I don't know. B Scott is just as biased as Andy, so that's not a good look either. And B Scott is biased. And from the comments that B Scott made, not only is B Scott biased, but B Scott is also, for some reason, I it came off angry toward to me. It came off very angry at Bravo. So I don't know if that's a good look either. I'm hesitant about Bravo having this colorism conversation because as a brand, they're always going to work to absolve themselves, and they're the main ones enabling the behavior. Yeah. Tracy, don't do that. Look at Tracy being messy. Tracy being messy, y'all. The other thing that B. Scott said, what was the other thing I wanted to bring up? The Andy thing, the Nene piece. Maybe that's all it was. Maybe it was just those three things. So I'm saying all this to say, you guys, we are getting ready. Y'all know we revving up for the Real Housewives of Atlanta season. We revving up. We getting there. Um, the first Sunday in May. They really didn't do a good job of this because they left us on Sunday nights after this great explosive Queens of R&B season. They left us with nothing on Sunday night. So what I'm going to do tonight, I'm good with Bravo having the conversation they had. That's all I need from Bravo because all they do, all they would do would be fumbling badly. Dr. Britton, yeah, Dr. Britton. Um, so tonight at 8 o'clock, we're gonna have a tribe meeting, and I'm going to drop the link. Okay, I'm going to drop the link now. Members will have access to the link early. So members, I'm going to post the link on the community wall, so you guys will have the link early, and then I will drop the link for everybody. So we're gonna have a tribe meeting. Y'all know I don't open up the platform very often because a lot of times I just don't have the time to do it. But tonight at 8 o'clock, we're going to have a tribe meeting and I will be dropping the link so you guys can come up and sound off. And you can sound off about anything we've been talking about. It doesn't have to be about any of the topics that we're going to cover tonight. If y'all want to put y'all 2 cents in on this issue and not have to do it from the chat, you guys can hit the link. If y'all want to talk about Monique, if y'all want to talk about what are some of the other things, shoot, if y'all want to talk about escape, child, we ain't done. If y'all got something to say and you want to add to it, you can add to it. If y'all want to talk about Bishop Whitehead, like y'all, any of these things that y'all want to talk about, it's gonna be an open panel, an open discussion. I'm gonna keep it open for about an hour, so y'all can come on up and just sound off. Like I said, members will have the link first. Let's be honest, is colorism a topic on either housewife shows? The fans made the topic. Listen, y'all know y'all don't want me talking about colorism. Y'all be mad at me when I talk about colorism. So it's not Shawnee, this was just a quick chat. This wasn't gonna be a regular this is not a tribe meeting. So come back at 8 o'clock. That's gonna be the regular tribe meeting at 8 o'clock. At 6 o'clock, we're gonna be over on TSF discussing Friday night's episode of Power. My review for last week's episode and this week's episode will be up today. Growing Gospel will be up today. I've already recorded it. This week's episode of Growing Gospel wasn't really giving nothing. I was gonna do a live review, but it wasn't really nothing in the episode for me to really talk about. Um, and don't forget on Monday night We will be interviewing Kiki Kardashian from Chasing Dallas. You guys may or may not know that there has been a whole controversy with Miss Kiki this week as it relates to her profession and all these different things. So we'll be discussing that on tomorrow night over here. So y'all make sure y'all join us at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. It was something, and I think that's it, you guys. Like I said, this wasn't gonna be a long video. This is just gonna be a quick drop or a quick chat about the tea that B Scott spilt. Okay. Um, but y'all let me know what y'all think, you guys, and we'll be back at 8 o'clock. And like I said, at 6 o'clock, I'll be over on TSF. Boom. Real Housewives of Atlanta is a cast of similar skin tones, so is Married to Medicine. Yeah, it's true. Yep. And honestly, I ain't doing it. Nope, I'm not doing it. All right. Yeah. So, but I'm just saying, if this is my final word on that. I mean, again, y'all can talk about it tonight. The platform will be open, but this is my final word on that for right now. I just feel like if you want to have a conversation about colorism, oh, I forgot to take this down. If you want to have a conversation about colorism, I do not feel like I do not feel I so let me say this. I appreciate that they addressed it and they discussed it. But if you want to have a real conversation, just with anything, if you want to have a real conversation, you got to explore it. You have to explore it, right? So with that being said, you guys, I will be back at 8 o'clock. Remember, you do not have to show your face, but I do have to verify that you're a real person before I bring you up on the platform, because I don't want no, we don't want no people coming through that's gonna be a problem child. Kiki's gonna be on the teacher project too. We're gonna have her on the teacher project as well. But tomorrow we're gonna be over here on my one Really Be, and then we're gonna have her on the teacher project probably later on this week. I just gotta confirm the time with El Teddy. Yep. All right, you guys, we'll be back at 8 o'clock. Y'all meet me back here at 8 o'clock. If you don't get the notification, make sure you just here at 8 o'clock. Okay. Mwah! Talk to y'all later. Peace.